Stay away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that. But the really great make you feel that you too can become great. Mark Twain. And he, of course, was a great man, a great writer, humorist, an amazing person. Created Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer, all those great characters. Now, let's talk about what we want to do with our ambitions. Don't sit around and let anybody tell you can't do this. I'm the one telling you can do this 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. All it takes, my friends, is practice. We see markets pulling back a little bit for the day. Bitcoin pulling back about 5.5%. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But let's look at how the week ended up and where things might go this next week. We saw on the 4 prior weeks where things had pretty much peaked out on that week beginning the 12th of June on the S&P 500, sliding sideways. But boom, lo and behold, higher high this week, continuing just to move up. Volume decent, not super high like we saw. I wouldn't say super high. Super high was back on the 13th of March that week, but the most high volume we've had as of late was on the 12th of June. And of course, during that week, that was the highest price that we had seen, sort of sliding sideways or right at it till we got into this week. So again, the volume is up from last week, a little less than the week before, more than the week before that, and less than the big week on June the 12th. But what do we see happening? Still continuing just to inch up. Now, as we look at where things are on the half-day chart, we can see where it popped up in the morning, pull back in the afternoon, the 2-day. Again, this is the first day of the latest 2-day candle. As we get into the new week, we'll see if things just keep climbing. You keep hearing all the naysayers saying, big crash is coming, big crash is coming. Well, a big crash is always coming at some point. When is it? It wouldn't surprise me whenever it happens, but I'm telling you, since we took off on this latest tear, it has just been green, green, green. I don't know when I've seen it go up this long and just continuing to move up, which of course what goes up does come down, sometimes crashing down. We'll be watching. S&P was down 0.06 for the day. The NASDAQ 100 down 0.02. Pretty much a ditto on where we were. You can see where it slid sideways with that high volume. Decent volume this week, reaching a higher high. Above on the 2-day, above on the half-day, up in the morning, pulling back in the afternoon. About a repeat of the S&P. Keeping our eye on things again as this power move just continues to profitability. Okay, what about bonds? Bonds going back down for the day. Now again, we see where this latest 2-day candle's pushing up and through. Next week's going to tell us what bonds are going to do. Are they going to keep going down or are they turning around? This is a warning sign. Lesser one here. You can see where it rolled back over in the afternoon on the half-day chart, but that 2-day chart is giving us a warning signal. We're still green and we have high volume. Could be a peak low though, intermediate low. So we'll keep an eye on what happens this next week. Now, gold resuming its downward movement a little bit. Oh, by the way, bonds down 0.59, gold down 0.32. However, we've already well moved through the 2-day. Of course, we see where down in the morning, not as much in the afternoon for the day, down 0.32 as I said. Ended the week though up green. So let's see, do we get any help by trying to track the 2-day here? No, see, it just goes straight up right there. So doesn't do a thing for us. So what we'll do is we'll wait for this next week to start off and we'll continue at the track that we were on before on gold. I'm sorry, that was a down track. We'll continue where we were before. Bottom up, top down. So when the new candle starts for the week, we'll see. But it does appear that gold has turned around. So again, push through all the way back on Monday of this week on the half-day chart. And of course, we see where it pushed through on the prior 2-day candle, first day of the latest one, still green and up. Okay, lastly, We'll go to Bitcoin, down after a big surge up yesterday. Not down so much in the morning, but it rotated over down, going through the uptrend line. You can see on the 2-day sitting right on it. So we will pay attention with Bitcoin as to how we start the week off. Again, since it reached this most recent high back on the week beginning the 20th of June, a big up week for many things. We've seen it just sliding sideways. Did make a bit of a higher high this week, I believe. Let's look, 31.35, 31.22, yes. But again, small candle and trying to push back through the trend line. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday going to tell us what's up with Bitcoin as we jump into the new week. Patreon members, already sent out to you an email last night. Remember, everything we send you in email, we've already posted at the Patreon page. So if for some reason you can't access your email, or you find our emails going to spam, or you can't find it, it's always there at the Patreon page. You have the 3-wave trades, weekly vertical crossovers, and of course, you received early the charting cryptos, commodities, and currencies. I will release that in just a minute to the general public. That is the last thing, cryptos, currencies, and commodities. Thank you so much, my friends. We always love to hear from you. Want to support the work we do here, go to our Patreon page. You can find a link in the show notes and become a Patreon supporter, any of the 3 levels. First thing we send you is Option Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way. If you're interested in learning how to practice trade options, we've got the training for you. And it comes with your Patreon support. And please, as always, click a like on our video, subscribe on our YouTube, and of course, share what we do with your friends who are interested in trading. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.